now I'm at home. I am home, y'all. I am in Atlanta, Georgia at this moment. I fly back out in the morning to somewhere where the sun resides. Y'all know I can't get enough. Y'all, I told y'all, this 52 shades darker. I'm serious about this. I'm loving this tan. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. We are at 100 people now. Come on in. I'm going to get started, but like, share, comment, and let me know where you're tuning in from. I see my cousin that was more like an uncle growing up to me, Jerome Evans, watching from Hartsville, South Carolina. Shout out to you. Listen. Let's see, Natasha. Hey, Brandy. Hello, Brandy. I see a lot of my personal directs in here. Yes. I see 4 of my personal directs in here. We got Tacoma, Washington. Where y'all tuning in from? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. 111. That's my number. We're at 111. Okay. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do have some calls and stuff to do after this live. But over this last week, the kids had their spring break. And with the spring break, it's so funny how every time, like, my son and I, we get together, he start bringing up stuff that I don't even remember sometimes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Bring you a chair on over. Get you a chair. So we're going to chat together about some of my story. Son, this going to be raw and uncut. We're going to tell people the real deal. The stuff they ain't see. Because my story is what? It's real. So even if some people get offended by it, I don't care, because it's my story. And the truth is the truth. And it does not change. One thing that does not change, you guys, is the truth. So many of you who are watching, y'all don't know, who don't know me, y'all might be new to the page. Just kind of give you a little small story. Give you a little history. So growing up, I grew up around a close, tight-knit family. And my father was like my hero. He was like my favorite person ever. Anybody who knew my father, I see Jerome is on here. He knows we live right beside each other. My father was like the patriarch of our family. Like, he was really the guy that held the glue to the family. There was the women matriarchs, and then there were the men patriarchs. My daddy was that guy. Like, love. Jerome's father was my other inspiration. My Uncle RB, who's still living and just love him to death. I looked up to them so much, right? So growing up, my dad, he got cancer, okay? He got cancer when I was like 10 years old. And I remember he started really getting really sick. And when he started getting really sick, he was keeping a journal. And this journal, he told my mom, because he knew that he was going to die. A matter of fact, hospice has came in. Y'all know hospice only deal with people who have 6 months or less to live. Hospice had come into our home. They talked with me. They let me know, listen, do you know why we're here? Well, we only, deal with patients who have 6 months or less to live. My father actually passed away in our home. He passed away when I was 11. Y'all see this tattoo in the month of 11. Just FYI, the 11 is very significant in my life. But that journal, he told my mom not to open it until he passed away. So when he passed away, she gave each of my siblings a page out of this journal that my dad had written. My page says, it says some things. And then one of the things that it said was, remember the 3 B's, books before boys or babies. He said, never forget that. When I was 15 years old, I remember I was sitting on the floor and I felt movement in my belly. I was 4.5 months pregnant before I told anybody. I did not want anybody to know that little good girl Natalie was pregnant. And I thought about what my dad said, books before boys or babies. But I've always been the one, if I laid down and did the thing, then I'm going to take responsibility of the thing. That period. Okay. I didn't care that I was 15 years old. Right. So anywho, February the 22nd on my dad's birthday, 11:49, 11 minutes before the clock struck 12. This this little handsome guy right here was born on my dad's birthday. So I knew that was my dad saying, hey, okay, you didn't get the boy part, the baby part. That part is out the window. So let this be a reminder to still go after your education. And so that's one thing that I made sure that I did. I made sure that before my kids got their degrees, that I had a degree first. So I got a degree, multiple degrees, before my children, because I just wanted that to happen. And I wanted to still make my daddy proud. I know he's smiling down from heaven. But being a teenage mom had its things, but I made it through. I had an amazing support system. My mom, amazing support system. So I went off to college, and while I was in college, my mom would keep J-Ron. So I would come home on the weekends, and at one point I was like, I don't feel like motherly with going to college, and my baby is being raised by my mom through the week. That was just my personal preference. So I wound up coming back home. And when I came back home, J-Ron was around, I think around like 3 years old. And I met a guy, and we wound up dating or whatever. And we wound up getting married, and I wound up moving to Georgia. So he wound up moving to Georgia with me. Okay. So everything was looking all fine and dandy. But we had a lot of trials and tribulations through those years of after we moved here. When I moved to Georgia, you guys, I had no money. I had a savings of probably like $600 in my savings account. I moved my brother and my sister, Buffy and Ricardo. They allowed me to move in with them. About a month after staying with them, I was able to find actually a job. And that's when my ex-husband, he wound up moving to Georgia, and we got a place together. So everything kind of worked out the way it's supposed to. But we had so many struggles during my 20s, you guys. And Jay remembers so many of those things that sometimes I'd be like, oh my gosh, I do remember. Do you remember the conversation that we were having this weekend? What was that one thing that we were talking about? Do you remember?
One of the things we was talking about back then, because my sisters, they was watching TV and stuff. They was talking about cable. And I brought it up to my mom. I was like, you remember we only had like 7 channels. It was like 7 different channels. It was like one kids channel, which was PBS Kids. It was a Comedy Central. There was like the news and some other stuff that nobody watched. But we only had like 6 or 7 channels. Like, we didn't have no cable, nothing like that. Like, we only had to watch those shows. Like, it was like Sanford and Son. We watched that all day long. Like, seriously, PBS Kids, the only thing you could watch, couldn't watch nothing else. It was crazy.
And I remember too, you remember last year, he and I, we went to this restaurant. It's one of my favorite restaurants in Atlanta, by the way. I don't get sponsored for them, so I'm not going to even shout their name out unless they're going to give me something. But one of my favorite restaurants, right? This restaurant, like, kid you not, like, it's expensive. Not super expensive, but some of the things on the menu are super expensive. You remember that restaurant we went to at my favorite hotel?
Oh, yeah.
And we were sitting down, and we got the menu or whatever. And I was like, I told Jay, I was like, order whatever you want, you know. And what was the conversation then?
I'm trying to remember.
You had, yeah, because I had told you, I was like, he was like, how much? I was like, it don't matter. Don't look at the prices.
Yeah, it's like, but back then we didn't even like, we couldn't go out, like, and if we did go out, it's like we was portioning like crazy. Like, appetizers was our entrees, like stuff like that. Like, I don't know, we just never got to go out. My mom, we would go to the store, and we would have to use
WIC.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have to get WIC. And just whatever we got from that, the milk, all that, just make some shake, the cans that they gave us. Even to where, like, we had to go sit in the church for our food. Like, we used to sit in the church for hours, like.
Hours.
We used to sit in church for hours behind people to wait for, like, you know, like
canned
four boxes of canned goods. And just little stuff here and there. Like, had the folks come over and pray for us. Like, it was crazy, like, for real. So, just, like, moving up to, like, I can order what I want. She's saying, order what I want on the menu. Like, still, till now, I'm not used to that. She'll tell you, I'm still frugal. My little sisters, they'll order what they want. That's cool. But I'm still frugal. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so used to what it was back then. But, yeah, it was serious back then, for real.
And, you know, day before yesterday, I was behind. I happened to get in line. Like, you know, everybody's always looking for the line that goes the fastest. But if you're behind somebody that has WIC, that is not going to go fast. And I saw this short line, and I was wondering why it was so short. But when I went behind the lady, I saw that she was on WIC. And so she had her vouchers and stuff. But her head was down. Like, it's like she's embarrassed because she saw, like, the line started accumulating behind her. And, you know, they have the little whole certificates and stuff like that. And I just was like, oh my gosh. Majority of my life, WIC was it. Like, I couldn't afford no formula.
We lived off that for a long
what?
time.
Like, it was $20 a can for baby formula. Like, baby formula, like, they use like a can a day. I would not have been able to afford it had I not been on WIC, like, at all. There was days where certain meals that we ate was it Beanie Weenies?
Man, we always used to a big pot of baked beans. I used to just chop up the hot dogs and put it in there. Like, oh yeah, we used to eat that all the time.
Like
that, bologna sandwiches with just bread and mustard and meat, peanut butter sandwiches, all types of stuff. Like, when it came to milk, we used to have the powdered milk inside the box. Like, the box powdered milk, you gotta make it yourself with water, add the powder in, make milk. Like, yeah.
And you remember when you was going to the Boys and Girls Club? Because with the Boys and Girls Club, they went on income. I was poor. Now, I couldn't afford the O and the R at the end. I was poor. So the Boys and Girls Club, he went to, you know, while I work, you know, I was able to pick him up from there during the afternoon or whatever. But they did a whole lot of things. But there was a lot of things that my son used to ask to do. Yeah. And I could not afford it. And I felt so bad. Like, I remember, was it football that time that you came to ask us about? Or basketball? What was it?
It was a lot of couple things. Like, just sports itself. It was times like field trips. But I was telling them how one of my little sisters just went to Jekyll Island. I was like, when it was time for me to go to Jekyll Island, like, I'm like, Ma, you know, Jekyll Island, $300. Can I go? It's like, unfortunately, we can't afford it. It's only me and like 12 other students inside the school, like, that had to stay back. Everybody done took the field trip to Jekyll Island. That $300, but I mean, how she maybe felt bad, it was just normal to me. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. It's just like, oh, I can't go. She can't afford it.
You know, that makes what he just said makes me feel bad, because he was like, that was his normal. And I want to just talk about that for a second. I don't want anybody that's watching on here to make that normal for their kids. I know that, you know, the struggle was necessary. Yes. Like, I am so humbled and I appreciate everything so much more. But I am to the point now that I'm so blessed and grateful that my daughters are not going to know what he's even talking about. Oh, yeah. He tells his sisters all the time, man, y'all don't know. He was like, y'all got it, like, y'all got it made. Like,
even the shopping too, like,
yeah,
how they get, like, I mean, when they need stuff, you know, girls, they be needing clothes, you know, periodically. So they always get to go shopping and stuff. I was telling them, like, as far as the back to school shopping, like, the first time I went back to school shopping, my mom took me back to school shopping was the transition into high school. Like, so, like, all through middle school, elementary school, it was straight hand-me-downs. Like, I was hitting on my cousins. My cousins was giving me their clothes that they don't want. Your friend, she had friends and stuff that had older kids that outgrew their clothes. So I was just wearing hand-me-downs. I was in middle school.
Shout out to Jocelyn and Yolanda Kimball, who gave J-Ron clothes.
Illyria,
Preston.
But yeah, it's like, I had to wear straight hand-me-downs. I was in middle school, you know, my friends, they had the cleanest clothes, you know what I'm saying? But I had to wear like the little hand-me-downs, crazy outfits too, by the way. Like, I ain't really had nothing that matched like that, but that's just what I had to wear, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was one Christmas too, where I had wanted the Griffies. Everybody had, all my friends was getting the Griffies. I was like, maybe I can get these for my folks, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was getting the snapbacks from Lids and stuff like that. So I asked for that, but even then, we couldn't afford that. I got some fake Jordans, but, you know, that ain't coming from her, but I got some fake Jordans. And what else I had? The snapbacks, we couldn't even afford the $25 snapbacks from Liz, you know what I'm saying? They had went online or something, or found somebody that sold on bulk, you know, for the low, and it was just blank, like little blank snapbacks, just different colors, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like the transition, like when I got to 9th grade, that was my first time going back to school shopping, and I thought it was so lit. I got like 2 pair of pants and like maybe 4 different shirts, like, and 2 different pair of pants, like. And that's it. Maybe did I get a pair of shoes? If I got a pair of shoes, I think I paid for my pair of shoes. But the clothes, like I said, 2 pair of pants, couple of shirts. And I thought that was like the best day of my life. Like, for real. Like, seriously. And it wasn't even no crazy clothes. We went to Rugged Warehouse. So if y'all know a Rugged Warehouse, y'all know what it is. So yeah.
So like, for people who don't know me, who come in, like I always say, when you come in at this point and you see all the glitz and the glamour, y'all, like, we went through some stuff. Y'all remember I told y'all when I was 29, 28, one of those, 29, 28, I got served for custody of my kids on my birthday. It's like, happy birthday. You just got served for custody of your kids. Like, seriously. Then we had to go through all of that, you know, my son not knowing what's going on. He all confused, all the kids confused, nobody knowing what's going on. You know, it's been like so much like that they saw, you know, coming up. And I am just so grateful that I was able to start this business because, y'all, my son is in business with me, okay? He's in business with me. He is 22 years old. When he turned 17, I made sure he came to me actually, because your job was like shutting down.
Yeah, it was shutting down. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I need something.
He asked me one day. He was like, "Mom, when you get home, can we talk?" I was like, "What we need to talk about when I get home?" Y'all know the first thing a mom think about is like, okay, now we done talked about these little girls and babies and stuff like that, so I know. And he was like, "My job about to shut down, so I want to talk to you about the business." I signed him up. He is a 2-star director within our business. Like, he's making like really good money through that. And it's not that he was passionate about it, but he knew and he saw like we were getting out of our struggle at that time with that income. Yeah. And now like the income that he's getting now, like
I'm able to do what I want to do. Like, just it's that simple. It's no other way to put it, but I'm able to do what I want to do. I can live freely. I don't got to go to no 9 to 5. I don't got to wake up on somebody else's time, and I wake up on my time and do what I want to do. Put my time towards the thing I'm passionate about. Like, I don't got to move on somebody else's time. I can actually live. I don't got to move frugal, you know what I'm saying? If I want to eat out, I can eat out. If I want to go this place, I can go there, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And you saw me, like, when I was working.
Man, I didn't even get to see her like that. Like, when my mom came in, like, she was so tired. She worked all throughout the day, so you got to think about it. She left in the morning, and I was asleep, and I had to get ready for school and stuff. So, you know, she might tell me bye or whatever, but the next time I seen her was when she came in from work at, like, 6 p.m. She would get home around 6 p.m. But when she got home, she was tired, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what's up, Mom? You know, hey. But she went to her room and laid down. She was tired, like. But at the same time, like I said, like, that was normal to me, so I didn't think nothing of it. Like, that was just, you know, the time that I did, like, we spent together, like, when she was in the kitchen and stuff like that. Like, that's the times I cherish and stuff. Like, that's the times I would chill with her. But other than that, when she came home from work, I didn't see her. She would go lay it down. Like, yeah. I
was tired. I've been working since I was 15 years old. I'm 16 years old. I was working since he was a baby. I was tired of working. Like, I'm like, can I get a break? I just want a break. Like, this cannot be life. Like, am I supposed to be doing this just to get a pen and a plaque at the end of the day? This is not the life I desire. I'm too lit for this. I am a type of person that I want to travel the world. I want to experience some time. I don't want to have time and no money, or money and no time. I don't want to have to trade either for either. I want both. Because a lot of people who got a lot of money don't have time because they always working. A lot of people who broke don't have a lot of time. Don't have a lot of money, right? They have a lot of time because they're not working. I wanted both time and money. I wanted financial and time freedom to be with my children. I hated the fact that my kids, my girls, Mommy, when are you going to come eat lunch with us? You never come eat lunch with us. Y'all, that broke my heart. Like, that is not the life I wanted. I remember my mom and dad, they had to work, of course. And I remember wanting to be in stuff too, just like my son. And I was like, this got to stop somewhere. I wanted to play softball. I remember all of my friends were playing softball. I remember the sign up day came and my parents was working. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. And that's just not the life that I desired. But the one thing that I did know, I was just having a conversation with some of the people on my team. I always desired more. A lot of my elders that helped raise me, I used to go with them to clean houses for other people, the affluent. And I remember going to these houses and looking around like, oh my gosh, what is it that these people do for a living? Because I want to live like this. This is the life that I desire. I remember they used to watch stories. Y'all know they call them the stories. I don't know what the real name is because in the country we call them the stories. But the young and the restless and the bold and the beautiful, my aunties used to watch that, and they all had these extravagant lives and these mansions and cars and all this stuff. I'm like, what? Why can't I see? I want to see people living like this. I want to live like that when I grow up. Like, so what I saw for my life, I had been seeing since I was little, just around. It had always been around. So just fast forward, I just started manifesting the things that I desire. My husband, he's my business partner as well. He's making close to 6 figures in this business, like dollar shy away from 6 figures in this business. And he's able to do what people always say, what is your husband doing now? My new answer for everybody is whatever the heck he wants, because he good. He can do whatever he wants to do. I've been able to help both my son and my husband build their empires because I feel like, it's a family affair. We got to start leaving our family legacies, y'all. Like, what business that will help you leave your family a legacy? A will and not a bill. I am, even as of recent, I've seen so many people pass away. These GoFundMes. Oh, I need a GoFundMe to help bury. All the kids fighting over the who gonna get what amount. When you secure financially, you don't care. If my mama ever pass away, Lord forbid, one thing my brother and I are not gonna do, we ain't gonna be fighting over nothing. We good over here. We gonna want our mama back. That's what we gonna want. My son and I was talking about that too. Like, how can people be like that? I
don't see how people do that. Like,
let me tell you why. It's not the love of money. It's the lack of money that have people acting a doggone fool. Get yours so you don't have to be worried about that. Oh, my brother passed away. They ain't leave me nothing. Oh, they supposed to leave me this and that.
Like, if you worry about the wrong thing, like, it's weird.
Shame
like,
on you.
People dead serious do that. Like, somebody pass away and they like, oh, this person ain't give us this portion of the money. Like, if, like, I'm saying that situation, like, I don't care about no money. I don't care about it. I was there. We ain't have nothing. Like, I don't care. Nothing can replace this woman. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't see that with their families. Like, they worry about the money for real. Like, even like having a little bit of money now, like, I still don't understand. Like, I still wouldn't be that way. Like, I don't understand it. For real.
Yeah. It's because, people are greedy, and it's just, the thing is, when people don't work for stuff, then any little lick that they can try to get, and usually if somebody passing away is the only time they're gonna get something because the person ain't working for it. That's why it happens, and it's unfortunate. And I see that happen in my culture way too many times. My children, my son was able to travel with one of my business partners. I remember one time to the Bahamas. Was that your first trip out of the country when you went with my friend?
Oh yeah.
So listen,
I forgot all about that.
I had a travel party, my first travel party ever. My husband and my brother Ricardo, they were at Applebee's, and their waitress at the time, my husband told her about the business, and she came to the travel party. Y'all, she now just hit 3-star director in the company, almost making 6 figures in this business. And she was at my first travel party, and we became family. Keita Mason, she took my son along with her son.
Vontae.
Yep.
He's in the business too.
Yep, he's in the business too. Oh,
Vontae.
we keep our family in the business, honey. To the Bahamas. My son was taking all kind of pictures. He was everywhere on the ATVs and everything.
I ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, y'all gotta understand, we stayed in Georgia, so to me, a vacation was Six Flags. Like, that was my vacation, going to Six Flags. Like, I haven't seen nothing outside of that for real. So yeah, all that was just crazy to see. Like, even to now, she tell you, like, every time we go out, it's still crazy. It still amazes me. Like, it's still, like, it's dead serious. It still amazes me.
He'll walk around this house sometime. He'd be like,
yeah,
this crazy.
That's crazy.
he walk around. He'd be like, this crazy.
For real, like, it's for real crazy. If y'all know what we went through, like, for real, like, everything we went through, for real, like, it's just like, wow. Like, everything that happened is just like, wow. Seriously.
Yeah, we have, like, it's not what you go through, right? It's how you respond. And when you know that you deserve better and you desire better, you stop waiting to hit the lottery, y'all. Stop going, oh, let me go get your scratch off today. You play your numbers. How about participate in your own rescue? How about putting some work to get out of your situation? How about that? Stop waiting on a man on a white horse. Stop waiting on everything, the genie in the bottle and all the other stuff that y'all waiting on. Like I said, y'all be playing numbers forever. 87 years old, still playing numbers. Have you hit yet? Oh, you got that $500 that time, so it's hopeful that you're going to get another one. Y'all, participate in your own rescue. It's never too late. No matter what age you are, you can start something. Like, seriously, the business that we have is something that, and I say this too. I am introverted, believe it or not. I'm very introverted. I call myself ambiverted, omniverted, whatever you call it. I can be extroverted when I want to, but I'm a bigger introvert. People are like, okay, I'm introverted, so how am I going to do this? You know what? I had to say, Natalie, I am not going to be selfish. It's time for me to be selfless. Thank God that I made a decision 5 years ago to be selfless and to start this business. But because of the decision that I made, my obedience was attached to other people's blessing. And now over 15,000 people around the world, lives have been changed because I didn't say, well, I'm shy, I'm introverted, I'm too busy. Maybe when I finish school, when I finish taking care of my parents, when I moved and get settled in. So many excuses I hear from people. There are so many people who die with the things that they should have done, right? All of the dreams, all the books that should have been written, all of the businesses that should have been started, die with the people. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. Start today to change your family's trajectory. It does not have to be about you. Think about your family. What are you going to leave them? A will or a bill? When you pass away, are your children going to be fighting over who gets what because everybody broke? You're going to have to put a GoFundMe up because nothing's left? Are you at a job that doesn't care about you, that as soon as you pass away, your job is going to be up the next week on the bulletin board? They don't care. They'll probably send your family flowers. That's it. Like, come on, y'all. Social Security, that's not going to be anything that's even thought of for my age group when the time comes. Like, there's a lot of people who are greeters at Walmart that you see that's about like 90-something years old. Some of them don't want to be there. Some of them had to get a second job because of the 40-40-40. They work 40 years, right? 40 hours a week to only get 40% of their income upon retirement. So they had to go out and get another job because they barely made it when they were working on the salary that they had. But now, after they retire, they only get 40% on what they were making. Now, what are you going to do? Y'all think about it. It's a trap. But you can be proactive. So if anybody invited you to this live, you guys, I just wanted y'all to kind of hear some of the story. That's not even it, y'all. We got so much more to our stories. Like, my son has seen a lot. Like, we've been through so much. I remember that time that my car kept running out of gas. People would have to come and help us, like push the car.
All types of stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's been a lot. But you know what? That was our history. Always, right? Make your past a place of reference, not a place of residence. Sometimes you have to go there, but you do not have to stay there. Get back with the person who invited you to this live. I hope that you make the decision today. Y'all got your PPPs, your SBAs, and your tax returns. This all around that time. Make an investment into yourself. Please. Jordans are not going to increase your pay, right? You can do that, but get your business too. Invest in a business. You can get your Jordans too, but invest. You can get your bundles, but invest. Make sure that your money is making money. And as your coach, because if I'm coaching you and anybody who's attached to me, you're going to get more than just what the business stuff is. You're going to get stuff for life. I'm going to talk to you about credit. I'm going to talk to you about business credit, regular credit. I'm going to talk to you about the things that's going to help your whole entire family and for you to leave a legacy. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.